Yeah, the problem with crown lifting a tree, this tree has been crown lifted. That means that the lower branches have been cut off and basically lifting the tree, as it were. The problem, of course, since the first whorl of branches is 5 foot high, that makes a very tall tree. I did this because here I am out in the wilderness orchard here, and the deer would decimate this tree if I didn't have it tall. So I got a tall tree. I got to live with it. When I'm pruning, now, most of you probably already know this, but when you prune, this has lots and lots of bud spurs on it, okay? A lot of spurs. Take off the spurs on the bottom and on the very top first. The bottom, they don't get sunlight, okay? So the apples don't sweeten, they don't get as red. Upward facing buds, or upward growing buds, if an apple grows on this, it ends up bending the bud over and it'll break the whole spur. So the spurs aren't that strong. So upward facing spurs come off, downward facing spurs can come off too. And usually you get enough side spurs, you got lots of apples anyway. So remember, from every spur, every bud on a spur, you're going to get 4, maybe 5 blossoms. Way more apples than the tree can produce. So you might as well give it the best chance to produce what it can, and in a large volume. The apple is large. Boy, I got a lot of pruning to do on that tree, but it's not going to be done with a little hand pruner. Since I can't get to the tree with a hand pruner, well, to most of the tree, and it's hard to do delicate work with a large pruner. I typically take whole limbs off instead, just to open the tree up, removing suckers that are growing inward and crossing. So I don't do real fine work up there. And sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years with sporadic pruning, and then it gets kind of bushy up there. Then I take off a big limb, so it works out. See, there's a limb up there. See if I can point to it. Hard to see it in the camera. All right. Right there, growing across. That's been growing across for about 3 years. Now it's time to get rid of it. It's getting in the way. This little bulge on the limb, it's an egg mass. For those of you who don't know. That'll make about a bazillion little worms in the spring. So that's got to be killed or cut off. Best way to kill masses of eggs like that is a dormant oil. A dormant oil spray. It smothers the eggs. Or you can throw it on the ground, run over it with a truck.